and Genesect with some cute ticks like Ninetales, and Dylan Bryan is playing a very interesting deck.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see as it comes out. I don't want to spoil the surprise too much, but it's a Manectric variant with a lot of interesting cards, both Pokemon-wise and trainer-wise.
Yeah, it will be entertaining to watch for sure. All right, so here it looks like Michael Diaz won the coin flip, so he will be going first. He starts Genesect. He has the energy for the turn 1. Luckily, I don't think he'll get punished by Enhance Hammer for having to attach the special energy. And I didn't really see his hand yet, so it looks like he'll probably just Ultra Ball for like another Virizion or a Drosh if he doesn't have a supporter. But it looks like he has Juniper in the discard, so...
Yeah, I think this is actually Michael's second turn. It looks like he attached the Plasma first turn, and then Dylan played a Lysander in an attempt to stop the turn 2 Emerald Slash. But the fact that Dylan has no energy nor another supporter besides Lysander signifies that Michael's probably in a pretty good position right now.
Oh, wow. Dylan's turn was Evolve, Manectric, Mega Manectric, and Pat.
Oh, boy.
That was it.
No energy, no other supporters.
Yeah, you can see it on his face. He looks distressed a bit.
We see the Skyro, so we will see an Emerald Slash, and if Dylan doesn't get something soon, then he's going to fall really far behind.
He might actually just need to get something next turn after the game's over to a G-Booster. But, so going from standard to expanded, today is the expanded format, by the way, not standard like yesterday was. Expanded brings in probably like 4 more sets right now at the moment.
Yeah, about that.
To the pool of cards that they have to choose from.
So, and neither of these players are really running that many cards that are just expanded. Virizion Genesect obviously gets Sky Arrow Bridge, which is its stadium of choice. But beyond that, I don't really see anything.
Tool Scrapper.
Tool Scrapper over Startling Megaphone.
Yeah, but that's really it.
Tool Scrapper gives a little bit more versatility than Startling Megaphone does, but not a huge change. So we'll see Michael try and set up 2 Genesects. Dylan played a Pokemon Center Lady to nullify the Emerald Slash damage, so maybe give himself another turn.
Yeah.
But still not looking good for Dylan right now.
If Michael doesn't have access to G-Booster next turn, he still won't actually win the game yet because Dylan's going to Rough Seize this damage off.
Right.
Or some of it off their damage.
Okay, well at least Dylan has another Pokemon now, so even if Mike does have the G-Booster, Dylan will live another turn.
Unfortunately, Dylan does not play the card Jirachi EX in his deck, so he will not be able to use that to find a supporter this turn.
Yeah.
And he still fails to attach an energy. His hand is just absolutely atrocious.
Yeah. Well, we can't see Dylan's hand. He has it, as you can see, shuffling around kind of nervously. Obviously not much there. So Michael's debating whether he wants to keep Emerald Slashing, but no, he's going to start attacking with Genesect, put some significant damage on the board. He really wants to counter that Rough Seize as soon as possible, but we don't see that.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too big of a deal if he can't counter it with the way this game's going. Even if he Rough Seize this damage away.
I think we missed bench damage from the Mega Cannon right there.
Potentially.
But I don't know how relevant that is.
Probably not that relevant because of Rough Seize. It's going to go from 10 to 30, which will just get healed off anyways. Right. So it will be irrelevant, but something to note. The players could be nervous.
Yeah.
Playing on camera. Well, I'm sure Dylan's not. He's been on camera quite a bit so far this tournament.
Yeah.
For good reason.
Michael's kind of an interesting story this tournament. Michael Diaz is a long-time competitive player, but didn't get to play very much this year and came into this tournament with just under 100 championship points. And now, with a really good showing here, he actually is right back in it to get 300 points. So really happy for Michael with that. Dylan, of course, has over 400 championship points already, vying for a top 16 spot. So both of these players have something to play for today.
For sure, for sure. There are lots on the line besides just the prizes, the physical prizes.
Yeah. For a lot of players these days, the physical prizes are almost
not a factor.
Yeah, not a factor at all. It's really a fight for the championship points. There's a lot of money on the line for national stipends and everything. All right, so we do see some energy.
He finds his energy. He finds the second energy to attack, but he cannot attach energies from his discard because there aren't any.
So Michael really, really, really wants a G booster right now. If he gets G booster, this game might just be over. But
yeah, actually, one thing I think I noticed is that he only does play 2 Skylas, which is usually considered less than the average VG deck.
Yeah, most run 3, sometimes even 4, because getting that G booster at the key times is so important. Okay, so we'll see a red signal knockout on the bench Manetric, leaving Dylan with just the Mega Manetric.
Yeah, if Michael finds G booster, the game's over.
And Dylan still hasn't played a draw supporter this game. This is unbelievable.
How many does he play? 4, 8, 9, 10.
He has 10, and he has 4 Acrobikes and Computer Search.
Yeah, and then VS Seekers for after he plays the
there it is.
Supporter.
And we see Skylar for G Booster. All right, and just like that, Michael Diaz has taken the first game. Dylan took the first couple cards off his deck. See if he would have drawn a supporter anytime soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't attribute the supporter drought to his lineup. I don't think here.
Because that's just bad luck.
Yeah, it's just really bad luck. Like, it's not like he's playing significantly less than a normal deck. It's just bad luck. But the matchup, if it plays out, feels like it would be very back and forth. Tempo swings would be huge.
Yeah, because Manetric two-shotting pretty much everything in the Brazian Genesect deck. Brazian Genesect only being able to one-shot things with G Booster. Yeah, it could be very back and forth.
So here they're gonna shuffle up for game 2. Mike's a little bit
probably a little bit nervous. He's walking around a little bit.
Yeah, you can see that. He's just, like, walking around shuffling his deck. I've never seen that before.
No. He seemed very high energy when I was talking to him this morning, so I guess I'm not too surprised right now.
It's not a bad thing. At least he's alert and awake.
There you go.
Hopefully they were able to get some sleep last night.
Yeah, that's one of the big things with these tournaments now. You have to switch decks into a new format, and this tournament, since we didn't have a full day 2, you add the factor of you know exactly who you're going to play against. And so the mind games are incredible for a situation like this.
Yes, if you know what your opponent's playing, you can tech specifically against their top 8 opponent if you know what they're playing. So it
becomes a guessing game. You try to guess what they're playing, and then you try to guess what they're guessing that you're playing, and
or you try to find out what they're playing. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, it can be crazy. One of the unfortunate side effects of just having a top 8 and not just a top 32 and a top 8.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't think it comes into play much. I'm pretty sure these players both built their decks with their groups and then never talked to each other.
Right.
So.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. This is the first regional that I've been to this year that didn't have a full top 32 day 2. We were short quite a lot of players. What did we have, like 155, and we needed
we had
250, right?
Yeah.
So I think part of that was Ontario being the same weekend.
Yes. That is almost, that's the reason. It's like 4 or 5 hours away from here. Something like that. Maybe more, but it's close.
It's still northeast.
Yeah, it's still northeast.
That's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be able to fix that scheduling next year. And last year it was on a different weekend, so you were able to go to both if you were in the north.
Right.
East area.
So we'll
Anyways, we're starting game 2 now.
Yeah.
Looks like Dylan might have a mulligan.
Yeah. And I'm sure we'll see Dylan go first.
Yeah.
Mike.
Mike won game 1. Both players mulligan here.
Both players mulligan. Just a FYI, some of the other top 8 matches that are going on right now. We have I have the list. So I know Azul is playing. Azul and Chris Murray are both playing Fairies.
They're both playing Fairies.
Fairies Florges. And Azul is playing against Russell Lepar, Mr. Flygon.
Playing Flygon.
So excited.
That's a classic Russell Lepar.
Yeah, classic Russell Flygon boys. So we'll see how that goes.
Flygon boys.
The number 1 versus 8 match is Jimmy O'Brien versus Drew Goritsky. They're both playing Trevenant Aselgor. So if you know anything about that deck,
Resident Sleeper boys.
That's going to be a very interesting and long and tedious matchup. I actually played against Dylan Bryan a couple weeks ago at an expanded league challenge where we played in the last round, both of us playing Trevenant Aselgor, and the game was very, very long and quite boring at times. A lot of passing. Then the last match that is going on is Thomas Massey Jr. playing against Chris Murray, and Chris is playing Florges Fairies, and Thomas is playing Flareon. So a lot of good matchups.
I think that's actually not the best matchup for Chris.
Yeah, I guess that's probably true.
That's actually exactly what he said he did not want to play against. I remember telling him, what if you play against Flareon? He's like, I'm not going to play against Flareon. There's no way.
Oops.
Oops.
Rip. So Dylan does get an energy this game, but still no draw supporter. He played an Acrobike, got rid of a VS Seeker, and no draw supporter, which is very unfortunate.
I actually disagree strongly with Mike attacking this muscle band here.
For the Assault Laser. Yes, that's a significant increase in damage.
He goes from a 3-shot to a 2-shot.
But he does play it.
But the reasoning also could be that he doesn't know that Dylan does not play Headringers.
Yeah.
Only we know that.
This is true.
I would, in Michael's position against a Manectric deck, you can assume that they have a strong chance that they do play Headringers.
Especially, he didn't see too much of Dylan's deck last.
Yeah, he didn't see like
game.
anything.
So he really didn't get any information.
He has to assume. I think you have to assume that Dylan plays Headringer at that point. So
yeah, maybe attaching Muscle Band not so bad.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll see an Ultra Ball probably for a Genesect. And in Chorus Machine. Now, an interesting thing, we've seen a lot of Rizzy and Genesects play 1 Chorus Machine, but Michael Diaz opted to play 2 today. What do you think of that, Ray?
Think it seems like it's unnecessary.
I would agree.
It could come in clutch, but I don't know. It just seems like it's unnecessary. Like 1 copy of the card is even cuttable.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. I think I agree with that. There's just like Red Signal's so strong. You want to be utilizing your plasma energies usually for that. Okay, so we see another Genesect or another Virizion rather. Interesting. Okay, I like this play from Michael.
Rift and oh no, he's going second. Yeah, I like that.
Now Michael needs... Okay, so Dylan does have a Sycamore.
Woo! We'll get to see a game.
Yay!
Now, actually, last game, Michael did not see Metal Energies.
No, so I wonder what is going through his head right now.
Yeah. I'd be like, okay, so I'm playing against like some type of Mega Manectric deck, like... and then you see Metal Energies, you're like, whoa. What is going on here?
So for all our viewers out there, Dylan is, now that you've seen Metal Energy, Dylan is playing Manectric with Aegislash.
Yeah, it's a very interesting deck.
So Aegislash doesn't really serve a big purpose in this matchup, but Aegislash is pretty good against a Selgor because it can't be damaged by anything with special energy, and the Selgor needs a double colorless. It's good against Flareon because Flareon doesn't play very many basic energy. Other than that, nothing in this cut plays. Well, I guess the Floor Just Fairies runs Wonder Energy, but they run enough basic energy that it's pretty much a non-factor.
Yeah. So here we see that Michael gets off an Emerald Slash. He was able to find the second Skyward Birds to counter the Rough Seas to retreat.
Which is really important.
And now Dylan is Ultra Balling. We see him discard the Aegis Slash. So now Mike knows what's up. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. If I saw that, I'd be like, what else does he play? Because that's very uncommon.
So Dylan does play. Michael has to read it. Yes.
Dylan's like, yes.
Got him.
Got him.
So as we said, Michael hasn't played too much this year. So a fringe card like Aegis Slash is maybe not something that he's played against. Yep, I think Michael just said, no, I haven't. Probably to a question of, have you ever seen this card before?
Yeah.
Typically, the only deck Aegis Slash is played in is the Bronzong metal deck, which hasn't been very popular lately.
No, it hasn't.
Or ever since it really came out.
Yeah, maybe it was popular in the West Coast. It won a States.
Yeah, that's true. Our friend Paul Johnston did win a States with it. And it did win first weekend of States down in Delaware as well.
Yes, it did.
But beyond that, hasn't seen much play.
No. So Dylan is gonna. Oh, I think he has a Spirit Link.
Okay.
So he has energies in his discard. If he has a Spirit Link in his hand, he'll be able to make it evolve without having to end his turn, and then he'll be able to do he'll be able to attach 2 energies from his discard to one of his bench Pokemon when he uses Turbo Bolts.
There we go. So we're really gonna
as well as do 110.
We're really gonna see a back and forth game now. Both of these decks really attempt to have similar strategies, right? Virizion gets out energy to attack with Genesect. Dylan's deck accelerates energy with Mega Manectric. I guess the difference is you're really just accelerating to more Manetrics.
Yeah. And one gets out of the discard and one out of the deck.
Yeah. But other than that, strategies are pretty similar. So let's see, if I'm in Michael's position, what do I want to do right now? Do I want to attack with Genesect? Do I want to set up a second Genesect?
Let me think. You really want to have a Deoxys in your deck.
Yeah. So yes, this is a big thing. Michael does not run a Deoxys EX, which is fairly standard in at least the standard format Virizion Genesect lists, but he opted not to run Deoxys.
If he did have Deoxys, he'd be able to do 130 damage, which would not be a knockout, but you'd be able to try to set up knockouts with Megalocannon. I don't believe Dylan plays Max Potion.
No, it doesn't look like it.
It'd be easier to set up knockouts like with Megalocannon's snipe damage.
Right. So Michael is going to set up a second Genesect because he Pokemon Center lated his Virizion, which puts it just out of range of Mega Manetric's Turbo Bolt. And the only way Dylan then can knock out the Virizion next turn is to use a Salt Laser with the basic Manetric. It looks like Michael's going to try and stop that by red signaling something up.
I actually really like Michael's play of Pokemon Center leading here because he knows that Dylan already has the Spirit Link on his wait, okay, so
he brings up
the other Manectric, and now that Dylan could have just switched into it, but he's got like some type of game plan here where he's gonna try to take like knockouts through like snipe damage or something like that, but by bringing up this Manetric, like Dylan could just knock it out doing 100. I mean, he could have retreated anyways, but now like it opens him up to getting blown out by Rough Seas.
Yeah. So I think Michael's idea was that he could do 70 and then follow it up with a Megalocannon knockout.
Right. But you have to assume like
that he has Rough Seas. There's some way to heal. So also easy for us to say, looking at Dylan's list, Dylan has opted to run 4 Pokemon Center Lady. So I think that's in an attempt to counter the popular Trevenant Aselgor deck, or the hype of the Trevenant Aselgor deck, I should say. But it also just combos well with Mega Manectric in general, being very bulky and rough seas, and the whole healing concept of the deck.
I feel like this is a normal Mega Manectric deck. We would see like max potions and stuff if this was like standard format.
Yeah.
Because typically that's what they play because it's a trainer and it will do like almost the same thing a lot of the time. But in this format, Pokemon Center Lady is really strong.
Yeah. Agreed.
How many rough seas does Dylan play?
Only 2.
Only 2. Okay.
So that could be pretty significant. Michael will.
I think they're both discarded too.
Yeah, Michael will end up winning the Stadium War, and Michael also. I don't think we haven't seen it yet, but Michael does run the 1/1 Ninetales to lock in his Stadium.
Yes. Even though Dylan only runs 2, I still think if you see rough seas, you have to be worried about the potential for 3 to 4.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You have to assume, especially we talked a lot last night about the expanded metagame and how Stadium Wars are probably even bigger in expanded than they are in standard, because Silent Lab is just so strong.
Yeah. It really is.
Okay. So Michael spreading his damage around to the guys with damage. So interesting. Dylan uses a switch. He could have just retreated with Sky Arrow. So
he might just not have noticed that.
Yeah. Or he just wants to burn cards.
Yeah, that's the other option, is that he just wants to. Well, he junipered, so it doesn't actually end up mattering.
Yeah.
So.
Well, so I guess the thought is, if you use switch, then you still have your retreat if you want to retreat back.
That's true.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah. No, that's actually like the correct play in that situation. Even though like there's almost no way it would end up mattering, it still like gives you the option, I guess, if you want it. And it could also, to some level, make Mikey think that you could play like a tech attacker.
Yeah.
For like you could play the Dene or something. Like I don't think you would, but it just.
Yeah, it gives you options.
It gives you options.
Which is the most important thing.
And it could make your opponent think about what your options are.
All right, so Dylan turbo bolts to the 3rd Manectric EX. So Dylan's got a pretty good setup right now. Michael's really going to need a little bit of help to get some knockouts and whatnot. We'll probably see a red signal. That would be my guess on the bench Manectric with damage.
Yes, so here we see a Skyro Bridge to take out Dylan's, I believe that was 2nd Rough Seas.
I think that was his 2nd Rough Seas. So, barring a Lysander's trump card, Sky Arrow Bridge is sticking the rest of the game. Now, Michael doesn't know this, but we know this.
We do.
Okay, and we will see a Lysander knockout on this Manectric EX to tie up the game.
Yep.
Alright, and where does he put the Megalo Cannon damage? I think the Mega, but...
Did he forget? No, he did. Okay. Did not forget this time.
I think that's the correct play. Yeah. So, So we see Michael grab the Vulpix from the discard. We'll probably see him play it next turn.
Now, not having the Deoxys, actually, this is a situation where 130 would knock him out.
Yeah.
If he had Deoxys. Before, when I said that, it wouldn't come into play that turn, but it would come into play later in the game.
Yep. And here we see it.
Because of like Megalo Cannon snipes.
Yeah.
That's exactly why. If you have Deoxys, you can hit 130, and then you can snipe 20 twice to hit 170 on the Manectrics.
Right.
Even though with Rough Seas and all the healing that Dylan plays, that's might not happen, but it's like...
It's still a possibility. Like we said, options are really important in Pokemon, in any card game.
Yes, but the Ninetales could help him more in other matchups than the Deoxys would help him here. He couldn't know what Dylan was playing.
Right, yeah, no, for sure. So we'll see Lysander up on the damage Genesect, and we'll get a Turbo Bolt to knock it out. Probably Energy to the Aegislash. And then Dylan will just be left with 2 prizes left, which puts that Virizion on Michael's bench is kind of scary.
Yeah, it has 60 damage. All it still needs is 1 Lysander, and he'll win.
So I think, if possible, Michael really wants to end.
He has to end, and I really, like... I don't... He obviously he can't G-Boost or anything, but... now he can G-Booster. I think he has to G-Booster.
I think he has to G-Booster as well.
He has to try to G-Booster this turn, and then G-Booster next turn, and win the game.
Correct.
I didn't see if he had attached for the turn or not.
Yeah.
So I wasn't 100% sure, but if he's going to attach an energy, yep. So he has to G-Booster this turn, or he will have a rough time this game.
Yeah. It doesn't look like he has an N, though.
There's the Vulpix.
He does have a Juniper. So we'll probably see a Juniper. Play the Muscle Band. He has a Muscle Band in his hand. You might as well play it.
I would Ultra Ball it.
Okay.
To try to thin your deck out. You have to have G-Booster this turn, or you're going to lose.
Yeah.
So there's really no point in attaching it. I would rather just use it to be able to get a card out of your deck.
Yeah. That's fair. There's not that many cards left in Michael's deck. It looks probably about 12. Excuse me.
Hopefully it's not prized.
It's not prized. I just saw it in his deck.
Oh, I thought I saw it, but I was thinking that it might be a Shadow Triad or something, but he doesn't actually play Shadow Triad.
That's very interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Michael has a lot of interesting choices in his list right now.
All the Plasma cards have purple borders, so sometimes it's hard to tell.
Yeah. So what happened? Judge was shuffling Mikey's deck.
Dylan probably asked for a Judge Shuffle.
Yeah. Okay, so we do see him draw the G-Booster.
Nice. Now I think Michael actually wins the game.
So Dylan needs Spirit Link, Lysander, Mega Manetric.
Yep, and I like that Mike's attaching the Muscle Band so he doesn't get end out.
Yep.
He should attach it.
Yeah.
I think.
So the only other issue could be... so don't discard the G-Booster, Mike. G-Booster. There it is. Okay, so Dylan does have...
the Lysander. He top decked it.
Spirit Link, Mega Manetric, Lysander. That's what happens if you can't end him, though, because Dylan had a pretty big hand.
Yeah, he had the Mega Manetric, so he already had it out.
Okay,
yeah. Yeah, because Mikey killed the Manetric that turn, right? Or did
no, he killed the Mega Manetric.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. All right, so Dylan takes game 2, and we'll go to a game 3. These games pretty quick, pretty straightforward match. It's just kind of hit back and forth. It's what happens when you have EX decks against each other.
Yeah, there was a lot of interesting scenarios that game, though.
Yeah, I agree. Neither player can force... So we talk a lot about strategy for these EX decks, trying to get the opponent to take 7 prizes. So that's why you'll see like Eviltals running the baby Eviltal, besides it just being a good card, but trying to get the opponent to knock 1 baby Eviltal out and then 3 EXs. Neither of these decks, Dylan nor Mike's, plays a non-EX attacker to try and do that. So you just kind of see bash back and forth, and 3 knockouts is the game.
Yes. The off prizes will probably not come into play
unless Michael starts full picks.
Unless Michael starts full picks. And Dylan ends up knocking it out.
So how much do you think Michael is at an advantage here just because he gets to go first now?
I think he has a significant advantage going first in this matchup.
I think so too.
This matchup is not a matchup where either player can benefit at all from going second,
right,
and except for Overrun, which is honestly not going to be too relevant at all. So
no,
I think there's almost no advantage for going second, and going first, you're literally just 1 turn ahead of them.
Yep, all the time. And especially in a back and forth matchup like this, if you got the tempo, you're going to keep it.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I think it's more that not going first for Frisian Genesect is like
Bad.
it's so bad. It just feels like you're just behind. Because you can't do anything until you Emerald Slash.
So me and Raymond are hungry right now, and we're waiting for our friends to bring us some food.
They're still asleep.
Scrubs. So no word on the other top 8 matches yet.
Nope.
This will be over. If last game was any indication, this will be over relatively quickly, and then we'll try and scout some information on the other matches for you all.
Yeah, we might get Mike to come over here. I might like go scout and have Mike come over here, and you can talk to him for a bit.
Okay. Or Dylan,
Or Dylan,
depending who pulls it out.
depending on who wins.
So.
Dylan, can you tell us how the other matches are going? Tell us how the other matches are going. What? The other match, like who's doing well?
Yeah, no, but the other matches.
The other match.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So a long shuffle from both of these guys. They're really randomizing their decks here.
Yeah, I don't like the time might not be much of a factor here.
Yeah.
The games have gone by fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Honestly, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think we still have probably 30 minutes left in the round. You see Pokepop in the sideline, waiting,
Chilling. Like, God, will these kids please hurry up?
So you streamed Dylan yesterday, correct?
Yeah, multiple times.
Okay, so he was playing Executor yesterday. I actually played against Dylan in the first round yesterday in an Executor mirror. That was very fun. I went first, so I thought I had a huge advantage. And then he got a turn 1 Swampert. I don't know if he got Swampert out in any of the matches that
he did.
streamed, but that was very big.
Okay.
So we just got some word that Jimmy O'Brien has a game on Drew Goretzky in the Trevenant Aselgor mirror.
Yep, and Azul has a game on Flygon.
On Flygon.
And the other match is 1-1 Chris Murray versus Thomas Massey.
Okay. So I'm curious. The Drew-Jimmy matchup in the Trevenant Aselgor mirror is probably pretty interesting. I think Jimmy has an advantage looking at their lists. Jimmy runs Musharna, Jimmy does not. Or Jimmy runs Musharna, Drew does not, which is really big.
Yes, I think that matchup is just so slow.
So slow. Going first in that matchup's really big too, because if you can get Trevenant out first.
Any little advantages you can get through RNG and mirror matches are typically a big deal.
Yeah.
At this level, the skill is almost, I would say it's like relatively even.
Yeah. Skill, especially with, I mean, this top 8 is
pretty stacked.
We've 7 of the top 8 players are all relatively big names and known in the community.
Yeah, they've been to Worlds before. 7 out of the top 8 have been to Worlds before.
Yeah, right. Exactly, which is awesome.
Yes. It's always good to see the good, like, the known members of the community doing well.
All right, so after 2 mulligans, Dylan gets his Manectric EX to start. Michael starts with Verizian, which is pretty big, and 2 mulligan draws, which is
even better.
It's going to be hard for him to miss a turn 2 Emerald Slash with that.
I wonder if he has like a Skyla or something. I really don't. I hope he doesn't have to drop the Jirachi. It looks like he only has a Chorus.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to.
I wouldn't do it this turn.
Yeah, you just hold it.
Most likely, because the only thing you need now is an energy for next turn and a Genesect.
Right.
And off of an N, you have a pretty decent chance of getting a Genesect.
Yeah, so
but
maybe
there's also a chance that Dylan ends you.
Right. Yeah, Michael's going to opt to pass, not play the Muscle Band down, so maybe at this point he realizes Dylan doesn't run Headringers.
Yep, I think that's a very smart play by Michael.
So see Dylan playing energy.
Now, by not playing a supporter, if Dylan's only supporter is N,
Yeah.
it might make Dylan think twice about playing his N, which could further his game state.
Yep.
Like, he doesn't have another basic, but he had an N.
Right.
So that's why I really like that play too. You kind of mind game your opponent into like putting themselves in a different position.
So did you see Dylan have an N?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay.
It was either that or Pope on Center Lady.
Okay.
It's hard to tell because the color scheme is very similar on some of the arts of N to Pokemon Center Lady, but it might have been an N.
Right, so Michael's gonna attach. He's gonna attach the energy. Oh, yes.
Yes.
And he's gonna Jirachi. Now, does he Jirachi for a Juniper or a Skyla? He does have a chorus.
Yeah, if I were him, I think I would just get Juniper here, just because Dylan didn't do anything, and you saw that Dylan lost like the other game to not drawing a supporter.
Right. And you don't want that to happen to you.
Well, no, he could just think Dylan's drawing dead.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
So why would you want to give him a hand?
So there's the Skyla.
You could also conceivably get Skyla for Ultra
Ball for Genesect. Because you need Genesect this turn. Like, you need it.
Yeah, I actually don't hate that play. But...
And he does have
He does have a VS Seeker, I think. So
that's what I was going to say, too. So at the very worst, if he gets Skyla, he could VS Seeker for Skyla back and then Skyla for Juniper next turn.
Right, yeah. He doesn't really need much. Everything he has is already in his hand for the most part.
Yeah. So he'll ditch Colress and Colress Machine, which I think is the correct play.
Yeah, definitely.
And then he'll Emerald Slash.
Yep, and then he'll do... I would just Emerald Slash. I would actually just still hold the Muscle Band because you can just attach it the next turn for the knockout.
Genesect, correct.
Unless you think he has Rough Seas, in which case you'd rather do 70 and then 120.
So that would require a second Muscle Band, though, too.
Oh, wait, no, it's because he doesn't play... it would still not equal knockout because he doesn't play Deoxys.
Right.
So it actually doesn't matter. I would just hold it 100%. Okay. This is a really good play for Michael.
Yeah, 60 Spirit Link, and so Dylan either top decked the Sycamore or just held Mega Manetric and Spirit Link for the second turn. I think either of those.
I don't hate holding.
Yeah, looks like Dylan whiffed energy. That's very big.
Oh man,
that's very big. Ugh. All right, so what are we gonna see from Michael?
Hopefully for him, like, he gets another Genesect and he can just...
He does have a second Genesect. He just drew that.
Honestly, I think I don't mind just Emerald Slashing again.
Yeah, VS Seeker for Skyla for Juniper, and then Emerald
Slashing.
Yeah, I think that's fine. You're in a good enough position. I think now you might attach Muscle Band. Maybe not, though.
I would.
You would?
I would do it.
Yeah.
Because now there's a chance that you... Like, you might want to use G-Booster. Like, you play multiple Muscle Bands, so if you're going to get a Juniper, you might Juniper into another Muscle Band.
Right.
So if he's going to get a Juniper, I would 100% attach the Muscle Band. If he's not going to get a Juniper, there's a chance that you don't attach it, but I feel like that's his best play here.
Yeah, I think so too. So, yeah, we'll see Skyla. What's the other cards in Michael's hand? Looks like a Lysander, an Energy Switch, and a Grass Energy.
You cannot Skyla for the Colress in your discard.
I think he was thinking about VS Seeker for Colress, but that only gets you 5 cards. And I think this is a better play because you don't need anything this turn, right? You need stuff for next turn, and 7 cards is a lot better than 5.
I agree. Math. You're actually a math teacher, right?
I am a math teacher. This is my first year.
Yeah.
So I've been getting some of my 8th graders into playing Pokemon. Hopefully, in the next couple years, they'll be taking down tournaments.
That would be pretty funny.
Start a team. Alright, so we see an Ultra Ball for the 4th Manectric EX. So Dylan's got all the Manectrics out. And a Sycamore. So
Yep.
you see energy now. But no rough seas, I don't think. Ooh, that's
if he doesn't have a switch either, he still can't really attack with it, like, effectively.
Yep. Oh, we see the Acrobikes, though.
Is that another
And
Acrobike?
another Acrobike. Ugh.
I think that's a bad open.
Yeah, Dylan whiffs a switch or a rough seas. And he can't even attach and retreat because he doesn't have enough energy on the bench Manectric.
Yep.
So
So that's a battle compressor that he drew.
Yeah. So you have 1, 2 of them?
He plays 2.
So that Manectric EX active is just going to have to...
Oh, Mega
oh, okay.
That's actually a really good play because it forces Mike to have to G-booster that to knock it out.
Yeah, and he doesn't really want to do that.
No. And it also gives it free retreat, so he no longer has to find a switch or anything like that.
I don't know if Michael checked to see if G-booster was in the deck. I certainly didn't see it. Team energy switch.
Yeah, I don't think he really...
I think that's a good play.
But we also, like, some players just, like, as they're going through, like, they can just tell, especially when it's G-booster and it's, like, one of the only plasma cards you play.
It's super shiny.
It's, like, super easy. It's, like, distinguishable from, like, every other card in your deck at that point. So he might have just seen the edge. Like, as he was going through his deck quickly, he might have just seen it.
Yeah. And then, actually, it's funny you say that. I see 2 energy switches. I saw Sammy Sekum. Sammy's a good friend of mine. He posted an article on 60 cards, I believe, where he talked about playing Executor. Now, he never plays full art cards ever. But in Executor, he played a full art Trump card and an Archie's just because they were so crucial to the deck strategy that so you can just flip through really quick and know if they are in the deck or not. I thought that was a really good idea, and I adopted that when I played Executor.
Yeah, definitely. I play like, a full art Jirachi only in most of my decks, and like what if I was playing one of supporters.
Right.
If I play trump card, it'll be full art, just for that reason. So I don't have to like it's like it automatically registers in your mind if those are the only full arts.
Right.
That is what they are.
So we see the double energy switch before he Junipers, and now Michael's kind of in a weird situation where he didn't get the Sky Arrow Bridge, he didn't get an energy to attach besides Plasma Energy,
And he didn't get the G-booster.
and he didn't get G-Booster. So, what do you
does he
do
do
here? Do you just pass?
I guess he just no. He doesn't attach, right?
He has not attached.
I think you have to attach and hit it
And retreat?
with the 3 energy Genesect.
Okay. Start putting
You
pressure.
could pass. I don't hate passing. I do think passing is risky.
Yeah. It's just not. It's not a. I think you need to be aggressive, right?
Yeah, being proactive here is good because like what's gonna happen, right? If you're not aggressive here, is Dylan could just get rough seas and start healing.
Yeah.
By the time that Manectric would ever feasibly become active again, it would have at least 60 damage healed. Because what will happen is he'll bring up the other Mega Manectric, and he'll Turbo Bolt onto the Mega Manectric.
Right.
So.
And it also opens it up for Dylan to have like a Lysander play, and then you're suddenly on the
Dylan takes the initiative.
the negative swing of tempo, and that's.
But the benefits of passing are that there's a chance that he has to hit your Verzian and basically waste his turn. Besides attaching energy, so it's not even a waste of a turn.
Okay, so we're gonna. So he is gonna attach the Genesect. Probably red signal the Bear Manectric EX. That would be my guess, if he does that.
It's very interesting. So by attaching all these energies, it makes me think that his G booster is in his deck, and that like he's gonna end the game by G boostering a bunch.
Yeah. So it is. So Michael does play trump cards, so he does have a way to get the G booster back. Though Shadow Triad is much more immediate.
Yes. I think that trump card, I personally do not like that card at VG. I don't think you need it if you just aren't forced into a horrible Juniper early game where you have to discard lots of energies and such. But it can come in handy sometimes, and it's also really good against Flareon and Night March. And we know there's a Flareon that's 1-1,
Right.
like in the match right now. So if Flareon wins and Mike ends up having to play against like Flareon, I'm pretty sure the matchup he just loses no matter what, anyways.
Yeah.
But there's like trump card gives you a small chance. I think it's mainly for Night March and just like in case you have a crappy Juniper early game or you are forced to expend too many resources.
I agree. So this is the 3-6 match. So the winner of this would play against 2-7, which is Chris Murray and Thomas Massey. So the winner of this will play against either Flareon or Fairy's Florges. All right, so what did we see? We saw another Mega Evolve from Dylan.
Yep.
And we're going to see another red signal.
So what if he whiffs? He can't whiff again, right?
He has to get Sky Arrow now.
There's no way he whiffs again. Okay, there you go.
We see two Sky Arrows actually, and we see the Ninetales. Oh no. Oh, okay.
Did you see his face?
That was really close. Yeah.
If he plays Ninetales before he plays his own stadium, he locks Dylan's Rough Seas into play for the whole game.
That would have been so bad.
I think that would have immediately lost him the game. That is how bad that would have been for him.
Oh, thank goodness.
But you could see his face. He was like, whoa, wait a second.
So, just so you all know, Ninetales says neither player can play stadium cards from their hand. It's not your opponent can't play stadium cards. It's neither player. So whatever stadium card is in play when Ninetales hits the board, that's locked in for the rest of the game. Unless you have something that discards stadiums like Don Fan's Wreck Attack.
Yeah, or the Ninetales gets knocked out.
Right. Or Ninetales gets knocked out. That Genesect, both of these Genesects are beefy, but Michael did not get the G booster, I don't believe.
No.
So
I don't see it.
This may be another pass, or does he Megalo Cannon? Neither of those seem like great options to me.
At this point, it seems like your strategy is to G booster, and if your G booster is in your deck, I would not Megalo Cannon.
Okay. So the only thing with that though, now the Genesect gets. Okay, I like that play. If Genesect gets Lysandered, right, and then you get G booster, well, I guess you can Sky Arrow to the fresh Genesect, and then you are guaranteed 2 G boosters.
Yeah.
And then, but then still you need trump card. Okay, so
no,
Dylan
not
does
okay.
have
So it would force Dylan to Lysander up 2 Genesects, like the Genesect twice. Because he's going to hit this one, right? He Lysandered it up, he's going to hit it. Then Mike's going to retreat to the other one and G-Booster. You're forcing Dylan to Lysander up the Genesect that he's hitting right now twice. He has to have a second one.
Right. Okay.
Which is not, like, out of the realm of possibility by any
No.
means, but Dylan does only play 2 VS Seekers.
2 VS Seeker and 2 Lysander, correct.
So he doesn't actually have that many
outs to it.
outs to being able to Lysander multiple times throughout a game.
And the only other thing with this G booster strategy is, I guess
it.
you have to find it. But I was thinking the Mega Manetric has 210, but both of these Manetrics have ping damage
one on the
them.
bench with nothing.
Yeah.
Because if you look, there's already 2 Plasmas in play, and I think there's one in the discard.
Yes.
So
that could be an issue as well. Right,
oh man, I really like. This is like so weird.
This is very
'cause
strange.
If he whiffs the G booster here, I'm assuming it has to be in this deck. So if he whiffs it here, is he gonna pass again?
Yeah.
Is he gonna retreat into Versing and pass again?
Yeah, I think so. And he's dedicated so much to this strategy of just G boostering.
And if Dylan ends up getting the Lysander to knock out that Genesect with all those energies, how does Michael recover without having the trump card, which I think will put him too far behind because Dylan will get his Lysanders back.
Oh no, I don't think he got it.
No. I think I saw Plasma Energies.
Yes, and a Chorus Machine.
Chorus Machine.
So yes, looks like he's gonna go into. He's gonna retreat. He has to retreat regardless. So, whether he retreats back into the other Genesect and Megalo Cannons,
Yeah, I don't think there's any way he attacks with this active Pokemon.
No.
I think he was thinking about retreating to Verzian again, which I actually don't hate at this point.
This game is so strange.
Oh, he does have
no.
2 plasmas. Yeah.
Okay, I don't
think that's right to attach it.
know.
I don't think it's right to.
I mean, you can't like. You need to save the plasmas for red signaling.
Yeah.
If you're not going to ping the Mega Manectric.
I was gonna say I don't think it's right to attach it to anything other than Genesect.
Right.
At
Okay.
This point.
Okay. So we will see a Megalo Cannon.
I'm like really. I'm not confused as to why I'm seeing this Megalo Cannon, but like it's kind of confusing.
It's like, why didn't we see Megalo Cannon before this?
Right.
If he was going to do it.
Right. It also might just be because he kept whiffing.
Yeah. And so he's kind of been
And he's been forced to.
into this situation. It's not what he intended to do. And like the Pokemon Center lady from Dylan, if he has it, it's just gonna totally make this Megalo Cannon.
Yeah. And Mike can't win the game with 2 G boosters.
No, he needs 3.
He needs 3, so he'll be forced to trump card.
Yeah.
The problem might be here is that if he doesn't have like VS Seeker or anything in his hand, because I'm pretty sure the trump card might be in his discard pile.
Yeah.
Is that he might not actually be able to Juniper for it.
Yeah.
His deck is very thin. He might have to wait till he draws into it, or he might have to play an N and draw into it. But ending into it is fine because he has 5 cards. But
so we do see the Pokemon Center lady, which is not what Michael wanted to see there.
No, not at all.
Oh, is this a time in the round? Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay, so we're actually approaching time. That long shuffle might come into play here.
Oh, did you just add that? Oh, nice.
Okay, so yeah, we're approaching 7 minutes. Both players have 6 prizes. I mean, the way the game could go though, like Dylan take. Oh, okay, right. We forgot Michael did play Pokemon Center Lady.
That messes up Dylan's math a lot now too, and it will make the game prolong.
And he doesn't have a tool, so he can't go into the baby Manectric.
No, I don't think that would knock out anyways without a muscle band. So
no, yes it would. 50. Genesect has 50 damage on it.
I thought that's 30.
No, it's 50 because it did because Turbo Bolt's 110 and then it's minus 60 with
right.
Center Lady. So we'll see another Megalo Cannon.
My eyesight's not so good, I guess. It looks like a 30.
It's funny. Pokemon Center Lady has been the card of the match, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
Who would have thought that? We can see a VS Seeker for a Lysander? Yes, Lysander on the other Genesect. So now Michael will be left with his Genesect with lots of one of his Genesects with lots of energy.
Yeah, I don't know how he wins this game anymore.
Yeah.
He can't G-booster multiple times without having a trump card.
Right.
So, and Dylan has everything he could ever want.
Yeah.
So, except for like the Lysander to end the game potentially, but
one thing Michael could do if he has Grass Energy and a Lysander, he could Emerald Slash.
Yep.
That big Mega Manectric.
I would actually, I don't hate seeing an attached Plasma to Genesect, catcher it up, and then energy switch off, and then trump card.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But at the same time, how many cards are in Dylan's deck? Could you feasibly, if he has no more catcher effects, could you feasibly
deck him out?
Deck him out by switching into Ninetales and then switching between Verzians, and then just try to like.
I don't. It looks like Dylan has too many cards for that, but
yeah.
I mean, it's definitely something that probably crossed Michael's mind. Yeah.
To think about, because it's looking pretty bad.
Pretty bad. I agree. So, just because we might get into this situation, so at the end of 3 turns, right? The time's called. We have 3 turns. It does go down to prizes, correct? In game 3.
Yes,
yeah.
There has to be a winner,
right,
in top 8.
Yeah. So, I wonder if either of the players are aware that they're approaching time right now.
I'm sure. I think Dylan is aware.
Yeah, Dylan has a watch on. Michael does not.
I don't think Mike has a watch.
And Michael's on the losing side of time right now. Though, it's pretty feasible that he could tie the game up at any point.
Yeah.
We're just going to see a Megalo Cannon again from Michael. Interesting.
I wonder why. I
wonder if he's going to try to plasma up one of the either like the non-damaged Manectric EX and the low-damage Mega Manectric for a G booster next turn, and then try and close the game out with Emerald Slashes on the damaged Mega Manectrics.
I really don't know.
Oh, okay, we'll see a Lysander on the Jirachi and a knockout.
Here.
That's an interesting play from Dylan.
I think Dylan might be anticipating a trump card maybe, or I'm not really sure.
Okay, so Dylan goes down to 2 prizes, but Dylan really has no way to get a knockout in 1 turn.
No, he doesn't play muscle bands.
He does play muscle bands.
Oh, are you sure? No.
He does. He has 1. But I believe he discarded it early. Yes, he battle compressored it early on. So Dylan does have a trump card as well. So he could get that back. And this active Mega Manectric right now doesn't have a tool on it. So it looks like Michael's going to Skyla, probably for the G booster.
I like that's so unlucky that it is in those
6 cards.
6 cards.
And there is another energy in the deck. So even with a G booster, Michael can get another energy for either a Megalo Cannon or a G booster.
No, actually, 60, 120, oh man, is that 180?
That's 180. Yeah.
Yeah, the Deoxys, man. He'd be able to set up the double knockout.
Yeah.
And like he could attach Plasma, double knockout this turn, while attaching G booster, and then he has the game no matter what.
Yeah. But so multiple times this game, Deoxys would have been very, very big. So the room has gotten very loud and then very silent because the video game is just about to start.
Yeah, so they're doing the opening announcements for the VGC. The room just got like really loud. Quiet.
All right, this is getting intense. We have less than 2 minutes left. I really think Michael needs the G booster right here.
I really think he needs to make a play before he potentially screws himself over because of time.
I think neither player really wants time to end, be called on their turn, because you want to have the last turn.
Right. Also, since Michael's not wearing a watch, I don't think he has a wear.
Right.
So he's probably just only thinking about how he's winning the game, and he's probably very deep in thought right now.
Yeah, I agree. No, I wouldn't do this.
What is the point of this if you're not getting the double knockout this turn? You don't know?
I don't know.
I don't. What's the point of this?
Oh, okay. Because
he's preventing the.
Yes, he's preventing
that.
Yes,
he's afraid of that. Originally, I was thinking he was gonna kill a Mega Manectric with that.
Yeah,
but that makes a lot of sense.
That does make a lot of sense.
It stops him from losing the game.
Yeah.
So that's a really good play.
Yes, I agree.
Here, could he Emerald Slash? Like you said, Emerald Slash twice.
He is out of Plasma Energy though.
This is true.
Because that was his 4th Plasma Energy.
He has the trump card.
He has the trump card, or he needs the Lysander. He does play 2 Lysanders, like actual Lysanders. So, and time is about to be called. We're going to have the awkward situation where Dylan just attacked, and it's kind of in between turns. So, I'm not sure who turn 0 is.
I think it's...
So they're debating that right now.
Yes, I think they're discussing who is turn 0.
So I'm still not sure, but we'll see how it pans out. So Michael needs to take 2 prizes, at least in one of these turns. And you can't leave the Genesect active. So that means he needs the grass energy and a catcher effect. And he needs Dylan not to have a Lysander. So it's coming down to the wire here. I think both players have played this pretty well.
Yes, they played this game very well. They just had some bad luck. Michael not getting the G-Booster ever this game until the end. And then Dylan had some pretty poor draws.
Yeah, especially in that first game. I think part of it could be went to deck construction. Michael not only running 2 Skylas. So we never saw Dylan play his super secret tech card, Professor Birch's Observation. I was really looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. He might have discarded it.
Yeah. Alright, so Michael's got a VS Seeker, and he's debating, I think, which supporter to get. He has 4 cards, and the grass energy is in there. But if he VS Seekers and ends, for example, then he can't Lysander.
Right.
So, but he has at least 2 turns.
Yes.
So
unless Dylan has catcher, like.
Right, but I still think an N right here is the best play because it puts Dylan down to 2 cards.
It's not the best play if Dylan's catcher effects are all exhausted.
Right. So we've definitely seen 2 Lysander.
Yeah, but if your only win condition is 2 Lysander, you have to play to your win condition.
Yeah.
Because Dylan has 2 prizes. There's no ties.
Oh, Michael has an energy switch in his hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why he still has the Lysander though.
Right. And he has a Lysander in his discard.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He has to use it to Lysander. He has to play to his win conditions.
Yeah. Seeker. And then Michael is kind of left with a dead hand. He has Virizion, a Sky Arrow, a Muscle Band, and a Trump card.
The question is, does he have another Lysander available to him?
Yeah. I don't know the answer to that question. He does have the Trump card, but that also gives Dylan back a lot of stuff. Very intense. See a lot of people watching in the background. Including Michael's older brother Frank, who is, I believe Frank is in the top 16 in North America right now.
Yeah, I would say he is.
Frank's had a very good season, strictly playing Eviltal. He doesn't play anything else.
The homie.
Kind of like Raymond here. One of the best matches that I've seen all year was Raymond and so we do see VS Seeker for Lysander. One of the best matches all year was I sat next to Raymond and Frank Diaz play the Eviltal mirror match. That was...
Yeah, it was a good game.
Dark gods playing against each other.
Now, Michael is going to take 2 prizes here as well.
Yes.
So there's a chance that a VS Seeker or a Lysander is prized. And he could hit it off the prizes.
Right. And so it's going to come down to Dylan having Lysander. And I think he does.
I think Michael just may have ran out of... I'm not sure what happened.
Yep, Dylan won. I think he showed him a Lysander from his hand. Yeah, or a VS Seeker, or one of the 2.
Okay.
So we will see Dylan Bryan move on to the top 4.
Yes.
Maybe we can see if we can get him over here.
No.
It's a little disappointing.
Can we get Dylan over here?